Hi, hey YouTube, Gundam here, welcome back to Space Engineers. I am calling this thing done because people need to be able to customize their ships, including the paint job. So I'm calling this done. This is the Hulk, the big one. I shut the whole thing out as well. My thrusters are off. Oops. It says they're on. My thrusters turned off. What the heck? I'll be right back. Alright, that was weird. I had to reload the ship. It's probably because of the mass of the thing. So, this is the completed ship because I wanted people to customize the heck out of it. And I want people to be able to do their own paint job. Because you notice in EvE, they're allowing their own paint jobs now. So, yeah. This thing is massive. Giant Hulk. I've reduced the thrusters. The Titan engines have been reduced to the regular ones, not the big ones, because that was just way too much thrust. I have also added some new mods, including a speed mod. I have also changed all the other thrusters to tier 4 thrusters. The reason is, it wasn't good enough. I've added in a lot of anti-missile laser turrets, as you can see. As you look around the ship, you will see these turrets embedded throughout. And at a certain location, there's a small handful of plasma turrets like this one. Okay, there's 2 there. 4. There's a handful of them. I think there's only like 10 throughout. That's where I'm like, wondering. Okay. But yeah, it's quite good. Now, what changes are there? Well, I believe I hit button 6. Not 6, button 1. Okay. Button 1 will open the door. First off, you notice there's a good amount of turrets guarding it. However, they won't really shoot at ships. This is now reinforced. In case you want production. In case you want production in here, this is available to have access. I'll leave the door up to you. You have access to the main engine and door controls up there. I thought I give an actual access. Oh yeah, it's on the back end. Okay. So, as you go around, you notice I've switched out to new, bigger gyros. Because this thing would not turn. So I've got way better gyros. And a huge array of capacitors. You could easily put a floor where these that are here is where that turret is. Just lay a floor down directly over the gyros, and then have 2 levels here, or just put one where these yellow ones here are. So that way you have the ability to fly over the gyros and make repairs if needed, and still have room just below the capacitors for a floor. A pretty big floor. I mean, look how big this is. It goes all the way from one turret to the other. It's this whole section. The same thing with the back. Now, I have added in jump drives. There's 5 of them. It's a big ship. This here is the secondary bridge with a gravity unit all the way in the back. You can have this be opened if you want. Have that be a secondary hangar. Go for it. I have a series of turrets just in case. Now you notice there's not too many turrets on the back, but it's not a combat ship. It's a mining ship. So the back is somewhat exposed, but that's also where the main engines are. So it's the best way to get out of trouble. Or into it. Did I forget to switch those out? No, I switched them out. Okay. Yes, these are still there. Now, this button 4. The pistons are still fully functional, of course. What else would they do? So, now they don't go out too far, but that's kind of the point. We have a lot of it. Now, for the crew, if you go from the front in, head over here, head up here. You notice there's a new door here on the back of this. That's a way for the crew only to get in if you want. They come over here, cross the secondary reactor with a series of secondary gyros. This cargo container is for the crew to have materials that they want. There is a series of oxygen generators that only have one thing to fill: this room. Those oxygen generators fill this room. On this side we have a series of bunk beds, a lot of them, and some cryopods for one reason or another. A huge kitchen with more cryopods. So, cryopods over here for a reason. Only one fridge. Actually, there aren't supposed to be any cryopods over here. This is supposed to be another fridge. Well, a series of fridges actually. Oops. No, I did it. There we go. There's supposed to be a lot of fridges right there. And another one here for beer or stuff. Now, these here are only supposed to be controlling the primary mining drills, so do bear that in mind. They're meant to operate the main drills. These two batteries here are so you can double check your power level, because I still don't know how LCD screens work. How do you get it to program, or do people not bother to program it and just type in random info which doesn't actually change, in which case I just type up a bunch of stuff. But just in case you decide to do it, I'll give you a bank of LCDs there as well. Right, so now you have a bank of LCDs, although they're not going to be very visible. At least they are there. Here. Okay, so you have a couple you can see a little easier. So yeah. Now, I had to add a couple more reactors here, just because it wasn't getting much power. So yeah. So let's show you what this ship can do. First off, stats. Congratulations to me. I built something that's over 100 million kilograms. 983 gyros, 747 batteries. Oh yeah, one last thing I forgot, besides the fact the beacon's over there. Yeah, the beacon's sitting right there, next to these Titan engines, so yeah. Besides that, I've added in these, however, I haven't added in the pistons that go with them, because somebody said put in cargo pods that attach on pistons and then let go, and somebody said put in something else, so I decided, why don't I just leave it like that, so you know where they go, but leave it like that. As for these things, those are just too hard, so I forgot. So, Besides the fact that it weighs 104 million kilos, what else is it? Well, it now moves. It moves. Big time. Be careful using gyros. This thing will whip around. And I am getting 12 frames per second. I have a pretty good computer at 10 frames per second. Backwards thrust. Kind of lacking. That's okay. Up and down is okay. Side to side, well, kind of. It's all okay. So everything seems about the same thrust, except for forward. Yeah, forward definitely has more. Forward wins because it has all those bonus thrusters, but reverse isn't too bad either. Up and down are side to side are yeah. Now, the buttons are as you should expect them. One is a hanger, 2 is to disconnect the connector's locks, 3 is to turn them off, 4 is the pistons, 5 is to stop, 5 and 6 are to stop the turrets, 8 and 9 are to just start shooting them, which 8 and 9 is a giant light show. You ready for some serious lag? 23 frames per second.
Number 9 is the plasma turrets. Those are fun. They shoot basically a whole bunch of rockets rapidly, and you can tell where they are, but more or less on the front. I mean, not the front, the back more.
Hang on, there you go, back up. Okay.
Yeah, they are all on the back. Now I hit button A that activates the lasers. Fire the fucking laser! And I don't even know how many are actually hitting the ship.
This is nuts. Look at that. I'm a firing my laser. Oh, look at that. Yeah, yep. I don't know how much damage they do. They probably wouldn't do a lot of damage, but there's a lot of them. I think there's 180 something. I have it in a group. Don't get near this ship. I had intended for this to be to take on, I had intended this to be to shoot down missiles and asteroids and to shoot down small ships, and the plasma launchers to hit large ships in case of pirates. But when so many. Whoa. There's your stats. Big Hulk. Yeah, because it's a big one. It's supposed to be about half this size or something in order to fit with the turrets. So, yeah. Want to see it again? Wah! I'll catch you later. What have I created?